Well, hello there. Welcome to the program today. Whatever time you're joining us, morning, noon, or night, I am thrilled that you're here and you're about to embark on a great journey. My name is Ken Krell, the Chief Boostifier here at the Booster Practice Show, founder and host of BoosterPractice.com, and I am thrilled you're with us today. By the way, they also call me the Kenergizer for reasons that will probably become obvious to you. Today, you are in for a huge treat, and I'm very grateful and honored that you're spending some time with us today. I'll share with you the 7 powerful practice hacks that will boost your practice. Now, this is a compilation that has developed over the years of so many different fashions in which you can build and boost your practice. And I picked 7 of my favorites that we're going to go through over the next few minutes. And as we start, I want you to think about how you can implement this in your practice, in your life, how you can think differently, how you can be more creative, and how you can create the results that you truly are looking for in your practice, because that's what it's all about. Let me ask you a question as we get started here. Is this true for you? Are you fed up with your current progress or profits and tired of all the BS hype about people promising you tons of stuff and delivering not even close to that? You're confused and uncertain about what really works, that will work in your practice, and what doesn't, and you are now ready to learn what will really work for you? Well, if that is true for you, or if any of that is true for you, you have come to the right place. Because here at the Boost Your Practice Show, our purpose is to help you enjoy your passion and be rewarded for it. We want you to have more fun, make a bigger difference, make more money, and create the lifestyle that you desire and deserve. Now, people ask, well, so Ken, who are you and why should you listen to me? So let me tell you real quickly that over the past quarter of a century or so, I've been training and advising entrepreneurs, business owners, and professionals, and I've owned many profitable businesses and some not so profitable businesses as well. I've created multi-million-dollar enterprises and lived in some of the most desirable and incredible places on the earth. Yeah, I've made a lot of money, but I have also lost all of it. I've struggled to find the ultimate wealth vehicle, bought every training course imaginable, felt the shame and fear of not being able to support my family. Yes, it was bad. And when I thought it could not get any worse, it did. It got a lot worse. But then an angel appeared. And actually, for me, I needed a team of angels. And so the thing I was told to do was to start to write about my struggles and my obstacles, and the answers began to appear. And I want you to think about this because you can apply this to your practice and to your life right this minute. It came down to one word, and the word is focus. And it caused me to think about what was most important in my life, what was most important in my business, what I'm here for, what I'm meant to be and what I'm meant to do. And that's what really helped us create. And I say us because it's the team I work with that supports me as well. It helped me create the Boost Your Practice Show. And at the Boost Your Practice Show, we're dedicated to give you in 12 minutes or less each business day tools, tips, strategies, motivation, inspiration, the things that will help you build, boost, and grow your practice in the ways that will have you create so much more fulfillment in your life, in your business, in your family, and in your lifestyle. That's what it's all about for me. That's what I live for. That's what gives me the passion and the drive. When I do my laps every day in the pool, I think about what I can do to make today's show a better show, or what I can do tomorrow. I think about how I can add value to you and to your business. And regardless of whether you are so caught up in your practice that you don't think of it as a business, it truly is a business. At the end of the day, you've got to pay that mortgage, pay the rent, pay the phones, and pay your staff. So it is a business regardless of how passionate you are, and I want you to be passionate. So here at the Boost Your Practice Show and at BoosterPractice.com, we've created what I call profit thrusters, 4 main areas of focus that we are dedicated to help you boost your practice. And here we go. Let's go through them real quickly, and then we'll get into those 7 powerful profit hacks. Profit thruster number 1 is to get more and better patients and clients. You see, here's the bottom line, guys. The bottom line is this. You can get tons and tons and tons of patients, but unless they are the right patients for you, unless they are the ultimate patient that has you supercharged every morning when you get up, then you're not getting yourself anything. You've got to have patients that just inspire you, give you joy, give you love, and fit your business model. For example, if what you're wanting to do is create a business that serves people that are sports oriented, let's say you're a chiropractor and want to really deal with sports oriented injuries, well, then for heaven's sakes, you don't want to be attracting people that are sedentary. If you prefer to deal with people that are older and more mature, then you want to be sure you're marketing and attracting people in that type of marketplace. So not just getting more patients, getting the right ones is the most important. That's profit thruster number one. We then move on to profit thruster number two, which really is so essential, and that is client development and evangelism. You'll experience a lot of that as we go through the hacks today. Client development is enabling you to build more value from every customer, client, patient relationship, getting them to come back more, getting them to spend more with you, increasing what we call the lifetime value of your patient. And the key to it all is patient evangelism, client evangelism. That's having them love you so much that they will stand in line to wait till you get open. That's how you have people talking about you behind your back, bringing you new business all the time. Apple has evangelists. You deserve the same kind of evangelism in your practice as well. And guess what? When you have raving evangelists like that, you don't need to advertise. You don't need to even deal with profit thruster number one because it will take care of itself for you. So we're going to focus very heavily on creating those relationships. Profit thruster number three supports all of that. Profit thruster number three, is your operations, your processes, and your systems. I'm going to call that the sanity thruster because when you put your operations together, when you have your processes together, you can breathe. You can enjoy your life because things will get done. One of my buddies, Dr. Dennis Cummins, is a chiropractor. He's based out of New York. Dennis travels the world. He teaches for my friend Harv Eker, and he teaches people how to build prosperous and fulfilling lives. We used to teach together, actually. Dennis has two practices in New York. Both practices operate when he's not there. They make tons of money. They're very profitable. When he's home, he works 2 hours a week. 2 hours a week because he's systemized everything. He calls it building a passive practice. You can do the same thing in your business, in your practice, when you structure it the right way. Profit thruster number four is winning your inner game and living a lifestyle of awesomeness. You see, the foundation between everything you do in your practice is believing yourself, telling yourself the things that will empower yourself. You do that with your patients and your clients, don't you? Well, I want you to do it with yourself. And don't worry, I'm here for you to help you every single day, helping you win that inner game and build that lifestyle. Create that lifestyle of awesomeness that you love, whatever it means. For Dennis, he travels the world. He loves what he does, teaching and inspiring people worldwide. For you, it could be simply taking a road trip with your family or traveling to a beach somewhere. Whatever your lifestyle of awesomeness is, you deserve to live it. We want to help you get there. So let's jump in and talk about those 7 powerful practice hacks. But I'm going to change the game a little bit as I go here. Because what I did was I hacked my own presentation. That's right. I took my presentation apart and I rebuilt it a little bit differently. You see, hacking is not what we used to think it was. Hacking used to have a negative connotation. Now hacking is about taking apart things and putting them together better than they were before. So I had a presentation I did a while back. It was called The 7 Deadly Sins of Business. And it's a great way of helping you define the opportunities and the hacks in your practice. So we're going to use that presentation today. Only we're going to change the way we do it. So today we're going to go through those 7 deadly sins, but we're going to talk about how to hack them, how to make them better, how to change the way you think about your practice. And then at the end, if you like what you hear, I'll invite you to join us at the Boost Your Practice Show every business day. Because in those 12 minutes or less, you can completely change your world. Stay focused and create the life and the practice that you want. So let's get started. Sin number 1 is being unresponsive to the market. Think about this for a minute. The mighty have fallen, General Motors, Hewlett Packard, Microsoft. Now, GM has recovered after they got destroyed. It was like the phoenix rising from the dust, right? Hewlett Packard used to be the major leader in computers. Now they're sort of an afterthought. And Microsoft, the mighty Microsoft, they were so big, but what happened to them? You see, so we need to take a look at where we are, and we need to maintain our focus and focus on what we are here to do. They lost sight. They built monuments to themselves, and they lost their vision. to you, you need to hack yourself. You need to learn what to hack. Find out what your patients want. Find out what they need. Now, you went to school. You learned a lot. We know that. And so you know more than they do about health and wellness in most cases. But still, just because you know that doesn't mean you know everything. So talk to them. Talk to your patients. Talk to your clients. Survey them. Pull them aside while you're in your office. Email them. Have your assistant call them and engage them in a conversation so you know why they're visiting you. What's behind all that? Sure, maybe it's a back pain. Maybe it's a spasm in your leg. Maybe in their leg, rather. Maybe it's something else, whatever fits. Maybe they're not happy and you're giving them life coaching. Whatever it is that's your passion and your wellness practice. But find out what they really could use further than what you're currently providing. Post to them on social media, survey them. At the end of the day, you want to provide them with value. And what you really want to do is put them together, all of their needs, wants, desires, into what I call an avatar. This is nothing new. You've heard this before, I'm sure. But if you put everyone into an avatar, so your avatar may be a 44-year-old woman that has 2 kids, drives a Mercedes, picks her kids up at school, is married, happily married, or is a single parent, or whatever that person is, digest them down into one single person. Call it Mary, call him Bill, whatever, and talk to Bill about what you can do to create for Bill. What is that worth to you? Well, think about it for a minute. If you could create just one idea, one new service to give to that avatar, to give to your patients, what would it be? What do they need that you've been resisting? What do they need that could enhance their lives that they're not even aware of? Steve Jobs at Apple created products because he knew they were going to make a difference to the world, not because he listened to people. He did not survey his customers, even though I told you to survey them. He didn't. Now, Steve, of course, was an amazing human. So you want to at least get some tips from them. I have found some of the greatest ideas that have come from my customers, from my clients. I'll give you a couple of them. Seminar Digest. For people that are busy, we've taken professional seminars and digested them down into a 90-minute session where we give you the strategies, the top things to action. And that's like the Reader's Digest of seminars. WP Brand Wrapper is a way that we help. It's a WordPress plugin that we're just about to release that helps businesses leverage their websites and leverage their links to get better search engine optimization. Just one new idea can bring you a ton of money. And by the way, each of them have upsells and downsells, which we'll get to later as we hack along further. So let's say you came up with a product or an additional service that had a $100 price tag to it, and you sold 100 of them, just 100. That's found income of $10,000. That could be $10,000 a month. That could be $10,000 a year. If you sold 100 of them, if you sold 8 a month, that's $10,000 a year. Number 2 to your bottom line. The metrics. So here's what I mean by that. If you don't measure it, how do you know what to improve? I mean, you don't know where you are. People go through their businesses every single day clueless as to what their advertising is doing, what their marketing pieces are doing. They put ads everywhere. They do things without thinking about it, without looking at the actual measurability to know what's going to be providing you with the results that you're looking for. So what you got to do is hack that. Here's what I suggest. Create a daily dashboard with your metrics. Now, what metrics should you have? Well, how about new patients this week? New phone calls coming in for prospective patients? New patient appointments? What else would you want to measure? The ratio of people that call in to inquire about your services and the number of people that actually convert into patients, into clients. That's really important, that conversion ratio. The number of hits on your website and what they do. Okay, look at what you are needing to measure. What do you spend on your marketing? What have you spent this month? Are you putting ads in Google? Are you spending money on memberships in professional associations, like local associations, for example? What are they providing you in terms of results? Now you're going to want to chart and graph your results and then take action on those trends. You may find that certain things you thought were bringing you the business are bringing you zero business, and you want to stop them and put your money where you're making money. Things that you're strong in, focus on. Things that are not producing for you, get rid of them. Because life's too short to focus on the things that you don't do well at. So focus on the things you're strong at in your metrics. Focus on the things that will bring you the most business quickest. Plain and simple. And by the way, this may surprise you. It may completely surprise you where your patients are coming from. Any of the promotions that you do by holidays, track those, for example. And by the way, as you look at that, you may discover that some of your holiday promotions, some of the contests you do, may bring you in the most business, even if it was something as a referral contest. So let's say that you found a product that you could offer. Let's say that you found a service that you could offer. Let's say that as you looked at the metrics, some of the things that you were doing inspired you to create something new that might be a $50 price tag. And over the course of the year, you sold 100 of them. Just 100. 8 a month. That is found income of $5,000. And this could be monthly. It doesn't matter, right? But you just created an extra $5,000. Now let's jump into sin number 3. Hack number 3. Forgetting the lifetime patient and client value. This is so fundamental. You know, I used to do a lot of work with the Tony Robbins organization. In fact, I was one of his platinum partners. I traveled the world with Tony and his wife, Sage. We went to places like Paris and Venice and Africa, and it was amazing. And we spent, our tuition for that was $65,000 a year for this program. It was great. In fact, it inspired me to create our Excalibur Society, where we travel the world for a lot less money. It's an incredible opportunity for people to share time with each other, grow. We made friends from all over the world. So Tony totally inspired me, but here's the problem. Tony, brilliant marketer, incredible motivator. I mean, one of my heroes. Tony was not terribly good at recognizing the value of our platinum membership, and his renewals very, very small, where he could have easily had so many of us renew and keep us in this program and grow the program. He chose not to by simply ignoring it. I want you to hack your business differently. I want you to discover how much your customer is going to consume over time. And you know that. It's easy to calculate. How long are they staying with you if they're in for any kind of a treatment? Do they come in for yoga classes just for 1 month and they're gone? Do they come in for chiropractic treatment for 6 weeks and they're gone forever? Or until they next have a back problem? So it's easy to calculate what your averages are. Then what you're going to look at is obviously how you can add more value to that. That's profit thruster number 2, but you're also going to look at how much you can afford to pay to generate a new patient or client. So for example, if you know that your average client is generating $1,000, well, then you can spend up to $1,000 to generate a new one, right? Well, that's true. Although if that person is also referring new clients, which we haven't gotten to, you could pay 100% of that or even more if that one client generates 2 or 3 more. So I want you to look at this with a different set of eyes, not just how much you can afford to pay a new patient or client, but what that client really does for you. Because every one of those clients, or patients rather, should be a business generator for you. That's the evangelism part of profit thruster number 2. So then what? Invest in marketing and advertising to bring in more of those customers. Maintain and develop your customer retention and follow-up programs so that you can have those evangelists. And by the way, if you discover that they're only with you for 6 weeks and then they're gone, bring them back with something else. Target postings to clients on social media. Use a LinkedIn or social media group strategy, which I love, by the way. It's a great strategy, which we'll get into further in our programming, where you create a group and manage that group so you can become the influencer and then encourage them to come to your practice. Huge opportunities for you. What's that worth to you? Let's think about it for a minute. If you bring another patient, another client, or they stay an extra month because you have increased that lifetime customer value, it's worth a ton. But let's say that you offer them an additional product or service to come back. Let's say that they were gone, but you offered them something else, maybe a $75 massage special, or a $75 spa special, or a $75 Reiki special, or whatever that happens to be. Maybe it's an additional product that you add. Let's say we have a $75 product or service that we can offer. Maybe it's ours, maybe it's somebody else's. But if you sold 100 of them, once again, I'm using easy numbers here. So it could be for you, it could be 150, it could be 300, it could be 1,000, it could be 8, whatever that happens to be. But let's say we sell 100 of them. $75. That's found income of $7,500. And by the way, I'm talking about this annualized. It's 8 a month. And we're not talking about a lot of add-on business here by simply being creative and looking at the opportunities. Plus something else. Your lifetime customer value just increased by $75. And when you look at that and you look at a client base, the customer value, the lifetime customer or patient value, and you look at valuing your business, you increase the value of your business exponentially because businesses are sold based on a multiplier of profitability. This is massive to you. Let's jump to number 4. You want to understand that sin number 4 is not delegating. Listen, you do not have perfection in everything. Sorry to say, neither do I. But you have some incredible strengths that nobody can do better than you. So why not do just those? And get rid of everything else. Outsource the rest. Listen, if you are not good at doing web stuff, then give it to some 17-year-old who is. Now, I do a lot of my own web stuff. I develop our websites. In fact, some of the stuff that you're seeing, I've done myself. But I also have a team of people that work with me that do the good stuff, the really better stuff. I mean, I'm sort of mediocre at that. I'm good at writing copy. I'm good at being creative. I'm a great marketing and business strategist. That's why I'm hosting the Boost Your Practice show. And where I'm weak at things or where I'm less than perfect at, I still do some of them, of course, because if you just focus on only perfection, you'll never do anything. But the fact is, I outsource as much as I possibly can to give me sanity and to get the job done because there's just not enough hours in the day to do it. So what do? Okay, I tell you to develop and fine-tune your operations. Put your procedures into a manual. We do them online in a wiki type of situation so that everyone all over the world that works with us can access them real-time 24/7. Okay, you might want to put them into an actual hard manual. Then outsource your repeatable tasks, whether that's calling prospective clients, whether that's posting things on YouTube, posting things in the social media, whatever that is. And then, by the way, you want to automate as much as you can. Automate everything that you can. Now, that's not to take away the personal touch. Please do not ever remove the personal touch. Your business, your practice is designed to be you. People come back for you. I have a therapist, a sports therapist that I work with in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Ronnie is, oh gosh, I'm going to probably get his age wrong. He's over 80. The man owns the body. He doesn't just know the body. He owns the body. And I'm a raving, I'm a raging one too, but I'm a raving evangelist for his business. I will send people all over and I will fly all over the world to come back because he's the guy that fixes my body better than anybody has ever been able to do. Ever. Okay? He can't repeat that. He's tried. He's had difficulty finding someone who can do what he does, that's willing to put in the time that he does. But Ronnie can automate the parts of his business that don't inspire, that don't fix the body's muscles. He's trying to find somebody that can replace him, and I sure hope he does, because he is really one of a kind. But setting up his appointments, doing any of his marketing, providing some additional things, he can outsource that all day long. So that's something that he could do. But the man makes a lot of money because people line up to come to his practice. What's this worth to you? Well, if you are focused on your strengths, what value, what income could you create in your practice? Think about that for a minute. If you were focused only on your strengths, what value could you create? So let's get creative for a minute. Let's create some additional value to your business. What could that be? Could that be a continuity program of health tips? Could that be a wellness event? Okay, let's say for a minute, I'm just coming up with this right now off the top of my head, but let's say that we created a wellness event in your office or online. Let's say that it was a one-day program where you brought in 3, 4, 5 wellness experts and you offered it as a one-day program. Let's say you did it online. We do a lot of things online. Last year, this year, we did the World Chiro Conference and Expo. It was a huge success. Thousands of people participated from all over the world. You can do a very similar thing in your own practice. And by the way, I'm virtual. I'm coming to you right now from Bangkok, okay? You're listening to me from all over the world. You can do the same thing in your practice all over the world. And by the way, as you do that, As you do that and provide services like that, you create a completely different focus. You build your business so much differently. You see yourself more differently, and you can create a totally different lifestyle too. So let's say that we created a $197 wellness. Oh gosh. I'm trying to come up with the name real quickly here, and I'm getting stuck. But let's say that we created Wellness Day, for example, okay? And you had Wellness Day. You charged $197 for it. You had a bunch of different wellness experts that were talking about health, talking about wellness, talking about inner game, talking about even building a home-based business so that people could spend more time with their family, which will certainly help them in so many ways. Let's say we sold 100 seats to that. And by the way, if you did it and recorded it, you could have it what we call evergreen, available to sell all the time. And by the way, if they didn't come this week, you could sell it next week and the week after and the week after. But if we sold 100 of those suckers, 100, that's nearly $20,000 of found income. But here's the thing. The real answer here is that it's priceless. Because again, if you made that a repeatable practice, you could do it over and over and over again. So that's the beauty of having someone else do the grunt work for you while you focus on the things that are most important, which is building a business, building a practice that sings, living in your passion, living in why you are doing this in the first place. And the answer to that, truly, is priceless. Sin number 5, moving right along, is losing focus. My goodness. Mission drift is what some of these big guys, some of these big corporations that are no longer around have done. They're gone. Mission drift means forgetting really why you began your practice in the first place and doing stuff that just is unrelated. Look, you may want to have new products and services, and I'm encouraging you to do that, but they've got to be related to what you're doing. They've got to be part of your mission. Now, you can go into joint ventures and things we'll get to in a few minutes, and those will be beneficial for you, but keep your mission clear. The payoff is that if you focused, and we'll keep going back to this word focus, if focusing allow you to increase your revenue by just 10%, because you focused on something. If you simply focused, and by the way, one of my best focusing tools is to simply journal. I write for up to 30 minutes a day. I just write. I'll suggest you do the same thing. For you, it can be meditation. Meditation is huge. By the way, writing for me is a form of meditation. So is swimming. I swim almost every day. So I encourage you to do something like that will get your mind to slow down. It may never stop. And if it stopped, how would you know? So you want to increase your focus. If your focus increased your revenue by just 10%, and you had $250,000 in sales last year, we'll call it sales. Okay? That's a 10% increase in profit. Oh, if you generated that, 10% increase got you $25,000 extra because you focused, because you didn't get wrapped up in all the mundane stuff. You were able to focus on what's most important. So what do? How you hack it is you simplify and systemize, or as the slide says if you're watching the video, systemize and simplify. And that really means building systems that allow you to outsource, building systems that don't require you to constantly think about the mundane because you got the checklist. Once you got the checklist, you don't have to remember it. You can take stuff out of that today memory, chuck it in the back, knowing that you got it memorialized somewhere, and then let your mind explode and expand. That's the beauty of being in the moment. If you are not in the moment, if you're not able to focus, you miss so much. So you got to do that, guys. You've got to hack yourself, systemize, simplify, and then go to sin number 6. Huge opportunity for you to make some money for your practice is focus on your costs. Most people in their businesses, they forget about what the true costs of their operations are. Think about it this way. Every dollar you spend must provide a return to you. I have a friend, Connie. Connie was one of the largest property owners in Chicago years ago. We used to speak on the circuit. I used to do trainings for the Charles Gibbons organization. We talked about business development and investments. And real estate was my focus primarily. Anyway, Connie decided she wanted to retire and change her life, moved from Chicago to Laguna Beach. And she did. She sold everything she had, converted into at least $1 million cash. I only know about $1 million cash. She had more than that because she bought the house in Laguna for $1 million cash. She then took $1 million, and she told me that those were her soldiers. I was over her house one day. She said, "Well, I got to go to war," and she was kidding because I don't like that metaphor. But here's the thing about the metaphor that's really cool. She put her soldiers out into battle every day, and their job, she told me this, it was so cute. Their job, each of those soldiers, was to bring back a prisoner. So every dollar went out into war that day, and they were supposed to bring back a prisoner. I love that metaphor. That part I do, the idea of bringing back and cloning. Okay, so every dollar you spend must provide a return. If you spend $1 and it doesn't bring you back a return, metrics will help you analyze that, by the way, then don't spend it. Now, that means you got to shop and spend wisely. That means you want to consolidate systems and services. That's one of the most important things I do, is I try to consolidate things as much as I possibly can. A lot of you do that at home with your cable bill, for example. Your telephone provider, your cable provider, and so on, and your internet provider tried to have you bundle. So as you bundle, you save money. That's the same idea here. At the same time, you want to look for sales. I tell you what, I'm in Thailand right now. It's where I live, and I use Groupon. I do. I have saved so much money on holidays. My mom and I were recently in Nepal, and we saved probably 50% on that trip to Nepal, trekking into the mountains to the top of the world. It was amazing. My mom's nearly 80 years old, and she's still at it, trekking to the top of mountains. Incredible lady. Anyway, we did that together for like 50% less. We went down to some of the Thai islands just after that to recover and let our legs heal, and we did that for a fraction. So you can consolidate your systems and services using some of those sites, some of those websites, and as I said, Groupon. It's all over the world. There's plenty others that you can use as well in your local community. So I encourage you to do those. Use integrated solutions. I'll show you an example in a second. Evaluate every one of your business tasks and then look for a better, more effective way to achieve them. Because I'll tell you what, those costs, they really do add up. I'll give you an example from the internet side of things. And by the way, you will no doubt, at least through profit thruster number one, use the internet to build your practice, to boost your results. So if you had an autoresponder system, you might spend $50 for that monthly. Your CRM, your contact management system, $50. Your marketing auto post, if you have an auto post type of system, and if you do video and audio email, which is such a cool way of reaching your client base on a personal level, particularly if a lot of them come from distances to see you. Text to video, really cool way of creating search engine optimization and bringing people to your website automatically. That's an expensive proposition, and other stuff altogether. You're looking add labor to all of that to manage all those multiple things. You're almost at $1,000 monthly to manage all that. But consolidation can save you because so many of those items can be put into one program for you. Okay, just those alone, right now you're looking at $97 versus the 800 and change, and actually your labor costs go down too. So you're looking at maybe $447 versus that $800 that you were spending. So consolidation can save you. The old way is $859, the new way $447, saving $412 a month because you consolidate. Now your numbers are going to vary, of course, but I want you to think about what you can do to save money. The metrics we talked about earlier, fundamental, because you know what? You're going to find things that you're spending money on right now that aren't producing the results you thought they were. And you're going to change very quickly because you will have that feeling in the pit of your stomach that, oh my gosh, what the heck have I been doing? It's worth your time to do. It's worth your time to do. A $412 savings, just massive to you. What's the payoff? Well, the payoff is this. If your business, if your practice generates a profit of $100,000 a year and you cut costs by, say, $5,000 during the course of that year, your profitability just went up by 5% to $105,000. That's right. Because by cutting costs, it means that you're making more money. And businesses focus on that. You know, there are multiple ways to make more money in your business. One of them is to cut costs. So many businesses focus only on that. They don't focus on building your business. But you got to cut your costs as much as you can. And you can in so many ways. Every dollar's got to bring back prisoners. So your big payday is this. Not only did you make more money this year, at 5%, but you also increase the value of your practice by 5%. And by the way, if your practice was to sell at whatever time you choose to sell it, if you ever choose to sell it, and say it's sold for 5% multiple, and practices do sell at a multiplicity of what their profits are. So your $105,000 profit at a 5 times multiple, for example, would generate a $525,000 value in your practice. which means that by raising it from $100,000 to $105,000, you found an additional profit from cost savings of $25,000. Again, that's value of your practice. If you're never going to sell it, you'll never see that. But just think about how it feels to know that you have an asset now. Yes, you have cash flow from the business, no question, but now you have an asset that at some point is saleable. If you want to say, heck with it, I'm going sailing. So every dollar you save is worth $5 of the increased value of your practice. Let me say that again. Every dollar you save is worth $5 in the increased value of your practice. And again, that could be phantom money for you right now, but boy, it sure does feel good, doesn't it? To know that you've got a practice that's valuable. And think about what that does to the way you think about your practice and how you grow it. It's fundamental. It's fundamental to the way you think about your practice and your patients and your clients. A great feeling. And that leads us to sin number 7, ignoring sales opportunities. Boy, oh boy, there's opportunity here. Let's talk about upsells and cross-sells. Yes, you'll definitely want to do both. Upsells and cross-sells can bring you tons new business, and it's easy because all you got to do is offer additional service, value. If you're just doing one thing for your customer, one thing for your client, one thing for your patient, you're probably selling them short, if you think about it, because you can give them more than you're giving them now, can't you? Can't you give them more service? Can't you give them more love? Can't you give them more value? What could it be? Could it be a continuity program? Could it be something that is a monthly health program? I don't know. I think you probably could. If you thought about it, if you focused on it. Could you do a joint venture with somebody else? I've got some chiropractor friends that have massage therapists in their office. Now they make money from renting the space, but they also make money from referring back and forth. A JV or a joint venture could make you tons of money. And boy, I'll tell you what, how many fellow wellness professionals do you know that do things that can help the body? And by the way, just because you're healing the body doesn't mean you can't heal someone's economics. When I would leave Ronnie, my sports therapist, Ronnie inspired me so much when I left his office that I was 10 feet tall and bulletproof. And if he had an opportunity for me to look at, I would look at it. Now, he did not sell me on the table. The only thing he sold me on was doing exercises so I would feel better. And he would give me exercises to use. But let's say that he had a physical therapist that he worked with. Let's say that he had a personal trainer that he worked with. He could send me to his personal trainer. That would bring Ronnie in some referral income and serve me because, frankly, I need to be doing more working out, and I surely need to be doing more yoga and Pilates. I used to do it all the time. Not doing it as much anymore. Got to work on that. Oh, yeah, I'm as human as you are. I promise you that. And just like you need to work on more things in your life, you know what they are. And you will when you focus. So do I. So joint ventures will help you help your clients, help your customers do the same thing. So let's say that we have 200 patients, clients, or whatever that we see every single month. And of course, your numbers will differ. So just work with me here and think about how this can apply to your practice, okay? So let's just say that the average patient or client brings you in $97. Okay, so you have 200 of them coming in a month. That means you've got $19,400 a month. And I should have rounded it to 100. I'm so used to $97 prices when we sell things online. But here's what you do. Let's focus on this right now. We're going to add an upsell. And what we're going to do is we're going to offer some kind of product or service. It could be a product. Like I said, it could be a supplement. It could be a service, some additional thing that we're going to add to the mix. But let's say that we sell only 30 of them. And you'll probably do a lot more if they love you because they will follow your guidance. But let's say we only do 30. 30 of them means that you have 60 found orders. And let's say that the average price that you're going to be offering them for this upsell is $67. Again, your numbers will vary. So let's just work with this as an example to see how you can apply that to your practice. Because I know your practice will be different. You could have something worth a lot more or less. So let's do the math. The newfound income is 60 new upsell purchases at $67 a piece is over $4,000. You've increased your revenue by 21%, actually a little bit more than 21%. That's huge. And we're just getting warmed up because you can also add a cross sell. And that's something that's related, but not necessarily the same thing to what you're doing. It could very well be that you're going to offer them something that is good for their home. That while it may not be body oriented, it could be home environment oriented. You alone know what is best serving your patients or your clients. But remember, it's got to add value. It's got to be consistent with who you are. For example, let's just say that you're a chiropractor, and let's say that you are dealing in sports oriented chiropractic. Okay, that your practice deals with sports folks. Well, could you not sell a how to swim better course, or a how to play basketball without getting hurt course? Think about this for a minute. That's not really about chiropractic, is it? But it's about preventing injury. It's a logical cross sell because it fits the needs of your patients. So I want you to think about, what else could you offer somebody? If you're a nutritionist, obviously diet stuff. Even if you're a chiropractor, for heaven's sakes, you're a wellness professional. Something diet oriented could be totally beneficial, because remember, every single thing that you do with your patient, with your client, is to enhance their lives. So that's what I'm looking for you to do. Okay. So say you only sell 30 of them. You got 60 found orders here, and the same $67 price that we've been using, that's another $4,000, another 21% or so increase in your income. Huge. No limits, my friends, no limits. So the additional upsell, cross-sell income is $8,000, a 42+% increase in your income. And by the way, that was monthly. But let's take it even further. Let's say we had a continuity program, a wellness program, $20 a month. They stay 4 months. $20 a month, whatever it may be. Maybe it's a daily podcast. I wonder where that idea came from. Maybe it's something that they come in for as a wellness check. Maybe it's $100 every 3 months. Whatever it happens to be, that's part of the continuity program. I've got a dental friend who has a continuity program where he offers a wellness package, and they come in on a monthly basis and get different services. Offer what you want. $20 a month. They stay for 4 months. So if you sell 30% of your customers, I'm using that magic number, that's 60 customers, 60 clients, 60 patients. And if they stayed for 4 months, that's $80 coming in from each of those 60 people over the 4 months. $4,800 a month you're generating. That's nearly $60,000 extra a year from the continuity of 60 people signing up each month for a 4-month participation in your continuity program. I have a chiropractor friend of mine in Atlanta. His name is Austin. Austin is a totally cool guy. And in his office, he's got an area of his office where people work out. Now, it's not your normal gym sort of thing. It's places where you hang, and it sort of looks like I'm thinking back from medieval times, the rack, where you're stretching yourself. But he offers that. Now, Austin's not providing that for a fee. He could say, come in and do a chiro workout. It's only $20 a month. He could totally revolutionize the money that comes out of his business. Totally could. So there you go. Let's summarize these now, okay? Let's summarize this. The first sin brought you in $10,000 extra. The second sin, $5,000. The third hack, $7,500. The fourth brought you in nearly $20,000 at $19,700. The fifth, bringing you in at $25,000 by raising your income by 5%. Sixth, $25,000 as well, and $66,000 by hacking your seventh opportunity here. The bottom line is you created nearly $160,000 of additional profit to your business. Yes, I said the word business. By simply looking at these hacks and taking advantage of them. Now, you may not do all of them. You may do 2 of them. Who cares? You're doing something. It's focus. It's all focus. The problem is that 96% of all small businesses, that's right, practices, fail. And other small businesses that fail, 90% do so because of a lack of skills and knowledge on the part of the owner. Not on how well you are a wellness professional. No. They fail because people don't know how to do business. They don't know how to take advantage of the opportunities in their business. You see, in business, you do not get an A for effort. If what you're doing doesn't work, you still have to pay your mortgage. You still got to pay the car payment. You still got to feed your family. The expenses still stay there. You still got to pay the payroll for the people that work for you. So you've got to follow the solution, and that is to hack your practice. And to me, The top hack, the top asset that you have that you've got to absolutely hack, you know what it is? It's you. It's you. You've got to continually train yourself, continually focus on building your business, building your practice, seeking out the opportunities to help others, to serve others, and to serve yourself. And that's why I created the Boost Your Practice Show. And I want to take a moment and share with you how you can join us every day, because that's the whole idea. The whole idea is that we know life gets in the way for you. So for 12 minutes or less each business day, we're going to help you hack your business. That's right. During that 12 minutes, we're going to give you just one idea, one concept, kind of like what we did here, and take it apart. We gave you 7 so far. Actually, if we went even deeper, there could be a lot more than those 7, right? But each day we're going to give you just one thing you can look at, you can focus on. And for that one item, you can choose to implement it or not. But my goal for you is that you would take an opportunity to look at it, examine it, pass it on to someone in your office, your operations person, and hopefully you'll have an operations person so that you have outsourced. Have that operations person implement that idea. Or you implement that idea. But think about it and put it into use. One a day. There's no overwhelm here. It's just one little thing a day. And you know what? Even if you did nothing, just the listening each day is focus for you. And focus creates momentum. You know, if you believe in the law of attraction, just the focus, just the attention to boosting your practice, the attention to your success will help you change it, because you will do something. Even if you don't do something Monday or Tuesday, Wednesday may be the day, Thursday may be the day, maybe it's next Tuesday, whatever it is. But when we're together 12 minutes or less every business day, we'll focus on the things that can change your world. And it won't be just me. I'll have guests. I have guests that are experts in building businesses, building practices, being creative, keeping you motivated. We'll bring in people that are in practice just like you, that have succeeded, that have found different ways to make money in their business, to make satisfaction ooze out of the business, the pores of their business. Ah, yes. And maybe we'll have you on too, to share what you're doing right. That's building your business, building your practice, and giving you the satisfaction you deserve. And guess what? It's only about 66 cents a day. Less than a Starbucks. And what does Starbucks do for you? So less than $20 a month. So what I want you to do is I want you to join us. And when you do join us, you're going to get some great bonuses. That's right. We're stacking the deck. We're going to give you so much that this becomes an absolute no-brainer, because I want you to build your practice. Not only you get our Total Practice Makeover course, but also the Personal Indicator Style, the PSI assessment, which is a $49 value. Let me take you through what the Boost Your Practice Total Wealth Makeover, Total Practice Makeover rather, is for you. It is the combination of 7 of my best buddies that we put together at the World Chiro Conference and Expo. Heidi Farrell, who is a genius at building practices from the inside out. She travels all over the U.S., inspiring people and helping them build their practices. Dr. Larry Markson, who continues to remind me that building you, the inner you, and creating satisfaction in your business will build the business automatically. Dr. Delray Messer, who is amazing, will share 7 tools to increase your patient volume. And Ted Miller, wow, what a session we had with him. You'll learn how to create an unstoppable patient activation machine. But we're just getting warmed up, because I'm going to throw in 3 more sessions, a total of 7 of them. My friend Dr. Fab Mancini on how to bootstrap your practice for the future. He is such an inspiration to me. He was our keynote speaker. Gina Gaudio-Graves, one of my dear friends and partners and inspirers. She's one of my coaches and mentors as well, on how to create a tribe of evangelists to promote your practice so you don't have to. That's profit thruster number 2. Dr. David Singer, an incredible gentleman. David will give you the secrets on how to build 50 new patients coming in each week to your practice. And Scott Holman. I said 7. I lied. It's 8 of my favorite experts. Scott Holman, great inspiration. In fact, the way I've trained you today is the way Scott teaches, showing you the ways to predict success and give you the keys to success in his practice. He has chiropractic clients that have generated millions of dollars. I have so much respect for him. You'll get to hear his presentation unabridged from the World Chiro Conference. You get all of that. And by the way, we've never sold these We've never offered these to the public. So you're going to get the total practice makeover, 8 of my favorite world-class experts, a $397 value. We do not sell this. We do not sell this. But it's going to be yours for free when you enroll. That's right. When you become a member of the Boost Your Practice Show, you will have access to this because you need to. It's going to change the way you boost your business. And this is TPM 1.0. Wait till you see what we do at TPM 2.0. That's coming, I promise. Next, you're going to get the PSI assessment. Now, the PSI assessment was designed to help you discover your natural preferences towards people, time, tasks, and stressful or challenging situations. It's a $50 value, $49 value. You're going to get it for free. And this is actually a market test for the guys at PSI. My friend Ken, who runs the company, I talked to him and I said, look, we really want all the practices to have the PSI assessments done so that everyone inside the practice understands each other and even have patients taking the PSI for the high value patients. Because the more you get to know about the inner workings, the better you build a practice. So we wanted to give you a taste of the PSI. And once you have that PSI, yes, you'll probably subscribe to his service. I want you to, because I think it'll serve you. But you're going to get started with it for free once you join the Boost Your Practice Show. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to love this. I know you will. People love what we do. We have raving fans for all of our conferences and seminars. So when you join, you're going to be happy. I promise it to you. Period. You will be happy. Absolutely. Or if not, just let us know. We'll cancel your membership. We move on. It's cool. We know we're not for everybody. Some people can't appreciate my humor, my irreverence, my sarcasm sometimes. It's okay. I'm not for everybody. And neither are you. So if we are right for each other, and if you're still with me right now, we probably are, because we're probably resonating, because you're probably experiencing the fun I'm having with you. And as I record this for you, I am looking at you right now. I am seeing you in my mind's eye. And I want to be there and serve you for a very long time. And I want to hear from you. We're putting together groups in LinkedIn and Google Plus and elsewhere where you can participate. We want you to be with us. We want you to join our World Wellness Fest. We want you to come to our Boost to Fire events. We want you to become part of our Boost to Fire family. So join us at boostyourpractice.com, bypshow.com, the Boost Your Practice Show, every business day, 12 minutes or less. And there's so many more things we're going to be doing. I can't begin to tell you what the things I have listed for what is on track for you. So join us. Become a Boost to Fire. Each business day, 12 minutes to keep you focused. 66 cents a day, $20 a month. Kind of a no-brainer, right? So join us now at bypshow.com. If you're watching on the screen right now, you can just click the I Want It button or whatever we've called the button on the screen. But give it a shot. You've got nothing to lose, everything to gain, and a universe of people to be able to share with. Because at boostyourpractice.com, we're creating a community of like-minded souls that are changing the world one patient, one client at a time. Because you see, here's the way I look at it. By influencing you every day, by giving you tools and strategies to build your practice, you get to do the same thing with the people you see every day. You get to give them something special, something extra, some of your love. When I see my friend Ronnie and I go into his practice, and yes, he is a friend. When I go into his practice and I leave better than I was before. Not just because he fixed my back, no. I leave better because I'm happier. I leave better because he's grounded me. I leave better because he's inspired me. And that means I inspire others. So as you fix somebody's back, as you help someone's nutrition, as you give someone acupuncture, as you do massage therapy or physical therapy or Reiki, or whatever it is that you do, you can change the world. Because the person you influence can influence others too. This is massive. This is bigger than you. And I want to inspire you each day to live in that sense of purpose, to live in that sense of satisfaction, to live in that sense of joy. So please, do yourself a favor, do your practice a favor, do your family a favor, do your world a favor, and join us at the Boost Your Practice Show, bypshow.com. I'll see you there.